guys, welcome back to the Crystal Forecast. This week's Crystal Forecast is for September 12th to September 19th. I've already pulled our card today. It is Rose Quartz, Forgiveness. So, I'm just going to tune in here and see what I get. This week, there's an invitation to self-mastery within the masses. When I tune in to what this card has to say with the intention to tune into the consciousness of the masses, there's a lot about self-mastery. There's a lot about release. We are in the half moon and the releasing time is coming soon, but it's important to keep our intentions in alignment with our self-mastery instead of anything else. Our intentions of every action that we take and every thought that we have will define whether or not we are attaining self-mastery or not, if we've even thought of attaining self-mastery. But it's through self-mastery that we attain Buddhahood or sainthood or ascension or anything else, because it's through self-mastery that the authenticity of our soul really shines through. Because when we are in that space of self-mastery, we're being authentic to who we really are. We have these they're showing me that those individuals who have self-mastery have gone deep inside. They've gone down right into the depths of who they are and what their soul is. And then they bring forward their soul into action inside physical reality instead of constantly running other programs and other beliefs. Self-mastery turns one into self. That is why it's called self-mastery. One of the most important aspects of self-mastery that most people tend to start from is mastery of forgiveness. This one is really, really important for each individual, including myself, because Forgiveness allows us to dive into the hearts and the depths of compassion and empathy. And it's when you can feel into another person honestly and say, yes, I feel you, I feel where you are. That's where you get a depth of interaction that most people crave for, a depth of connection that most people crave for. It is something that we as humanity used to practice in past times, but we don't practice as much right now. It takes us the ability to really deeply hear not only ourselves but others in order to have that forgiving heart, in order to see that they have a whole world that we can't even fathom until we feel into them. And when we feel into them, we're only feeling into one aspect of an entire world that is completely different than ours. It's important to remember that in order to have this revolving door of forgiveness, because the forgiveness will just consistently peel away layers all the time. And forgiveness doesn't mean you turn into a doormat or anything like that. It turns into a space of loving acceptance of all things that come your way and of being okay with things, but also knowing when to shift them, when to change them, enacting your inner wisdom. Self-forgiveness will heal all wounds deep inside. Forgiveness must be had for both the masculine and the feminine at this time. The feminine has taken over, and the masculine needs to be forgiven. In any woman's heart, anything that she does not see as good or pure in the masculine must be forgiven inside herself, and the same goes for the masculine. Of anything not clean or pure of the masculine, not of love, it needs to be forgiven, and it needs to start with the individual. All things need to be forgiven inside the individual before we can see it reflected outside in our world. And that is why it's so important to be using self-mastery and forgiveness together to create a reflection of the world that we want to see inside ourselves so that it would be reflected outside ourselves. And every time we forgive ourselves, our internal selves of something, that is reflected inside mass consciousness, because it sends out a ripple effect of healing that wound in the masses just a little bit more than before. The card is complete with its speaking, so now I'm going to pick a crystal. As the harvest moon comes about in the next few weeks, we suggest that you start to take time to take stock of your life so that when the harvest moon comes about, you will be able to sit down and really see what your fruits were this last year. We are aware that the custom is to do this on the start of the new calendar, but the harvest moon contains so much energy because it is the harvest moon. It is the moon where we see what has come up from the ground. And so it is a moon where we, humans, have an easy time to see what has come into fruition. What have we manifested this year? What have we grown this year? What seeds have we planted? What seeds do we want to plant next year? Where can we take harvest from right now? Time for reflection, a time to begin to go internal. There is a new energy system that is coming into place inside the world right now. We're getting another influx that is slowly increasing. It will increase to its max at the harvest moon. This harvest moon is going to be really important because there's going to be a lot of shifts that happen inside mass consciousness. There's going to be, I'm not really sure how to explain what I just saw, but there's going to be like I wish you could see what happens when I see something sometimes to make life a lot easier. But it was like there is a energy that goes deep into the earth and a green grid that got lifted up, and as the green grid got lifted up, all the seeds got planted for those people who are able to hold and contain the energies of the green grid that's coming up. This green grid is being laid out right now from my understandings. The influx of energy is going to be purple energy going deep into the ground, so there's going to be increased psychic awareness, and then the green grid will come up, leaving a really fertile space for people to really further manifest and go deeper inside their creations of what they want this reality to look like. And it's so key. This is so key right now for everyone to understand, is that we are the creators of our reality. We are working and co-creating hand in hand with our consciousness and with the consciousness of the planet and the consciousness of all beings, and consciousness is us. So we are hand in hand co-creating with ourselves. I co-create with my soul in order to fulfill the intentions of my soul's heart and the intentions of my human heart, and both work and align and correspond exactly together as one with unconditional love. We are not doing anything else, but we are co-creating this reality. And the more people who start to empower themselves and take care of themselves and ensure that they are really truly co-creating their reality, the more we will have the lifestyles that we want. The more our hearts will be fulfilled, and the more happiness there will be on this planet. The less war there will be. The crystal is giving a meditation for this week. It's a simple meditation of every time you feel yourself stepping out of your heart space, or every time you feel yourself starting to doubt the fact that you have all the power in the world to create your reality. This meditation is just to take a moment to sit down or stand, it doesn't matter, and to imagine that you're in a green orb. This green orb has the energy swirling around and around and around you. It's shaped like an egg. And the outline of this egg is pure white. This will help one to feel grounded and back into the heart space. It will help one to feel empowered. If you want to feel even more empowered, you're going to use the same visualization, but as you sit inside the egg, you see gold come into your heart and spread through your chakras, It's linking all of your chakras so that they all come into full alignment with ease. And going out into nature this week is very important for all of our insights and all of our ideas to come together, to feed them into the thread lines that cover the planet, to feed into other people's thread lines so that we can make connections, we can make grids, we can globally start lifting the planet, lifting the new grids up, lifting the new light buildings up into creation. I see a strong connection, a strong web of connection that is happening, and it's just lifting the new earth out and up. And that is all the crystal has to share with us today. So that concludes this week's crystal forecast. Have a good week. Bye.